downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Knocked away and incomplete. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win again here in Detroit, they pull off the season sweep. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Quick throw into the hands of Rager. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The first carry down for Dalvin Cook. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Going quickly out to the right side. Shoves him aside. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Throw caught there by Osborne. Down inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings! K.J. Osborne, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It was Daniil Hunter to make the play in the backfield.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
Give them a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Throw taken in by Hawkinson here. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. This defense for the Vikings, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
1st down, and they go with Swift again. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Williams is in for a Lions touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And some room to work. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run supported. I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Again, it's Cook. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 15-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves into a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Footwork's there and a nicely bit off. A pretty decent gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Cook. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. So problems with Aaron passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding they're in a hostage situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Now, they short field pay off? We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Great job here by this defense. They try to bring the receiver from one side of the field to the other, hoping he'll get lost in the wash. But a really nice job there to make a quick tackle and force 4th and goal.
Jalen Reagor, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. 4th and goal. The defense needed one more stand. They couldn't get it.
I just wonder if they were thinking heavy run here in that situation instead of being able to play the pass, and they were beaten on that possession.
Joseph now to have the PAT. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Vikings 14, Lions 7.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. Off to St. Brown for the Detroit first down. The Lions at 0-12 now on the year. They come in needing just to do something to stop this skid here before the season ends.
And let's face it, everyone now, they're looking to the leaders, both in the locker room and the coaching staff and, of course, ownership, because they've got to get a clear understanding about how everyone feels. Because to me, you've got to focus on everyone in the locker room right now. That's what you're playing for. The future, it'll take care of itself.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. St. Brown complete on the left side. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Go off a handoff here to Swift. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That play going nowhere thanks to Ross Blacklock.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Throw left side complete. That's Osborne. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll run with Cook. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
On second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. Touchdown, Vikings! Had the option there, read it perfectly, and an easy little touchdown toss.
And it has to be a sharp throw, too, because of where they are on the field. The extra traffic, things are condensed near the goal line. Good route by the receiver as well.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
21, Lions 7.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. I think a free play now for Goff. And the third interception thrown by Cousins. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the penalty erases their earlier loss. Now it's 2nd and 8. Back to throw, Goff. That pass caught, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
And the Lions, first down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On first down, it's gone. So that is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The two big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Goff. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a two-touchdown game.
And now two problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Smith catches left side. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
He finds his man complete. It's Osborne. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. Touchdown! Irv Smith Jr. in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play, so they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Fields the squib kick right around the 30. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The final shot before break here. Goff. Third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be Lions football to to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A three-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no three-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
Taken down right now at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's 4th down. 2 for 1.
Here we go on 4th. Goff.
Call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Cook up the gut. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First down, Vikings.
Open right side, complete to Rager. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And now here's another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official. 2nd and 16. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. This ball complete to Rager. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
But it's caught on the right side at Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call, and they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Going back to this, and he lost the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Quick reaction as he catches it off the tip. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. All
right, you and I both know that was a lucky play. But again, I give him credit, throwing up on the tip and catching that one.
Stayed with it, made his own luck, didn't he?
And he used his size there. Had a defensive back mentality to go up and get the ball on the tip. But used his size. I mean, tight ends going up and getting it, sometimes they can knock people out of the way and finish the play.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Off the option, that's complete. Touchdown! K.J. Osborne with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings have taken a 5-touchdown lead. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play.
Greg Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And this one taken in by Cephas. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Just short of the 45 at the 44.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for the Lions. 1st down. That's the end.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Back to the running game with Swift. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Swift is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Quick toss by Goff is complete. And in for the Lions, touchdown. St. Brown from 3 yards out. And the Lions get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Next the score, Vikings 42, Lions 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Nuwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
They're on the 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
There's a nice move. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I'll tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Tackle made that time by Aleem McNeil.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Maybe a free play here. Cousins. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop it. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph from Minnesota. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hawkinson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. they can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
On third down, here comes Swift. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
A 5-yard gain on the play. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now Goff on third and goal. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one in the end. They get a score. They're pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary, because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
One last throw here for Goff. That's caught. And he is not going to be able to break free as they wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage. And the try for 2 is going to come up empty. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So the penalty on the offense, no need to accept that. They'll decline it, and the interception will stand. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. But the